we're going to talk about lifting at percentages. I think this is not really well understood, or actually not really thought of why percentages are really important. So if you listen to the last video, you should have taken away at least a small portion of, hey, maybe I don't achieve my max because my technique isn't perfect. And maybe you listened and you heard, well, maybe someone's technique isn't perfect at lighter weights, but it just gets maxed. The higher up you go in the percentage of a 1RM, the more likely it is you cannot fix your mistakes. The more likely it is, that your mistakes are highlighted. Percentage work, is work underneath a 1RM. There are times the percentage work is close to a 1RM. There are times it's not that close to a 1RM. If you are working at the wrong percentage, because let's be honest, it's less than 1, you guys could probably do the work. The idea of the percentage being accurate really allows the individual to be addressing the technique side so that as they lift, their technique improves. And as they get closer and closer to the 1RM, hopefully their technique stays the same. What really happens in the majority of people's testing phases, they get into 90% and they make mistakes. Those mistakes are too costly to overcome. They do not achieve a 1RM. So, if you are constantly working at the wrong percentage, what do you think is happening to your technique? It's going to stay the same. In fact, it might get worse. Why? Because you're being too challenged at weights that are too hard for you to be good at technique. The number that you're doing at the time, or the weight you're lifting at the time, can often really feel like it could be heavier. And what I say to that is, bravo, that's great. Lift it better. Lift it faster. Lift it like it's your heaviest weight and see what happens. Tell yourself how awesome you are. Convince yourself that as the weights get heavy, you're gonna squat at this awesome. So percentage work is super important, or in general, forget about the word percentage. Lifting sub-maximally is super important. That's where not only technique gets addressed, that's where we can grind through a lot of hard reps, and that's where adaptation really occurs, and then we just test it. So be mindful of all the work we're doing right now. We've just done a lot of it on the bench press and the back squat. We're changing things up. We always do. Don't get caught up on how heavy the weight is, or get caught up on, are you doing it better?